Hello, welcome to another show on Nebo TV. It's me again, Agbaje Onome, on the channel. Alright, on today's show, we're going to talk about news in Africa. Chadian President Idris Deby Itno is seeking to extend his 3-decade-long rule, running for a 6th time in this oil-producing Central African nation that is home to nearly 500,000 refugees and also plays a prominent role in the fight against Islamic extremism in Sahel. Giant portraits of Deby line the streets of capital, and the incumbent leader has campaigned on promises to build schools, paving roads, and improving living conditions in the country that remains one of the least developed in the world. Deby is widely expected to win in the first round, in part because two of the leading opposition candidates withdrew from the race as part of a boycott, and a third man considered a top contender chose not to run. The only remaining opposition candidate that has had the resources to campaign outside the capital is Albert Pahimi Paddock, a one-time Deby ally who served as Prime Minister from 2016 to 2018. Paddock has argued that the opposition boycott only benefits the president. Every year, the youth, more and more of whom have only known Idris Deby Itno, are faced with a more difficult future. However, one of the remaining opposition candidates, Bruce, has accused Deby's party of using state resources to campaign. Deby, a former army commander-in-chief, first came to power in 1990 when his rebel forces overthrew the then president Hassan Habil, who was later convicted of human rights abuses at an international tribunal in Senegal. Deby has continued to win re-elections over the years, last drawing 61.5% of the vote in the last 2016 elections. While this is a very serious issue in the African country, this is very rampant amongst African leaders who doesn't want to give room for other people to rule. Many of them wish they could spend their lifetime as the president. Recall that late 2020 and early January 2021, several African countries held their elections. Central African Republic, Ghana, Rwanda, and others. And same trait could be found in all the leaders. But some African countries' election was really a battle, as it was the case of revolution. In January 2021, Uganda election took place. It was more like a revolution, as a young music star popularly known as Bobi Wine came up as a strong opposition to the incumbent President Museveni, who has spent more than 30 years ruling Uganda and still wants to continue his rule. Bobi Wine received lots of embarrassment and attacks from Museveni, who already made himself a lord in the country. 2 days of protest in November led to 54 people being brought down. The streets of the capital Kampala were largely empty as residents fear an outbreak of violence. Prior to the elections, violence was seen at an unprecedented level. In order to carry out his corrupt practices, Museveni blocked all social media and gatherings in Uganda. The government said the ban on gatherings was to prevent the spread of coronavirus, while the opposition says it was a smokescreen for repression. Bobi Wine and others out of the 10 opposition candidates were also arrested on several occasions. The government had previously said elections would be free and fair, but the U.S. cast doubt over the election process and withdrew its election observers after most of its accreditation requests were denied. In response, Museveni's spokesman Don Wayama tweeted that there were observers from the African Union and East African Community. Bobi Wine, however, called on voters to remain at the polling station on Thursday, 14th of January 2021 and use their mobile phone cameras to record the tallying process in an effort to prevent vote rigging. Recall also that Bobi Wine was held under arrest on the day of the election. Local broadcasters reported that the incumbent president Yoweri Museveni voted in his home district in West Uganda minutes before the polls closed. 2 days after the Uganda's Electoral Commission announced that President Yoweri Museveni had decisively won the election, Bobi Wine and his wife Barbara remained under house arrest at their home in Magere, just north of the capital, Kampala. According to Bobi Wine, while in an interview on Monday, 28th of January, he said nobody was allowed into the house and nobody was allowed to go out. They were stalked, adding that government security forces did not only surround his house but jumped over the fence and took control of his compound. Wine said it was clear that Museveni tried to prevent him from speaking to his supporters. Well, how else can such situation be explained? It was crystal clear that Museveni did it on purpose, because Bobi Wine never committed any crime to deserve a house arrest. That was the case of Uganda. In Ghana also, there was election violence as well. Many African citizens put blame on the United States of America as it didn't show good example to Africans who have always looked up to them in terms of respect to democracy. Recall that Donald Trump was insisting that he becomes the president of the United States of America during the elections, and he went further to cause lots of troubles regarding it. And that act became a very bad example to most African leaders who has always looked up to America for respect to democracy. Citizens of Ghana cried out because Ghana, which has always been referred to have stable democracy, was disturbed for the first time. Recall that the Ghanaian police service said it recorded more than 60 incidents during the December 7th presidential elections in Ghana, in which President Nana Akufo-Addo ran for the re-election against his main rival, former President John Mahama, and 10 other candidates. 21 of the incidents were true cases of electoral violence, 6 of which involved gunshots, resulting in the death of 5. However, independent observers congratulated Ghana for conducting largely peaceful polls in line with its reputation as one of West Africa's most stable democracies. But tension arose as the camps of Mahama and Akufo-Addo said their tallies showed their candidate in the lead. There were issues on election day about the procedure of voting. Then, immediately after the voting, there were complaints about the way the results were being sorted out. In all, many African countries have faced this same situation and are still facing it. Even Ghana, which was said to have a stable democracy, still went through this situation. African leaders are so power drunk and never desires to leave the seat. But what do we think can be done? Take for example Bobi Wine, who is a youth in Uganda. At the end of the day, tried all he could do to the very day of the election, but was somehow overpowered. So the question is, what should be done? Let's know your take. Drop your comment in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in today on Nebo TV. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you next time with more news on Nebo TV. Don't go off. Kindly follow us on our various social media handles on our Instagram page at Nebo TV and our Facebook page at Nebo Telly. Also, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly click the subscription button below and the notification bell to always get updates from Nebo TV. And if you love this video, kindly click the thumbs up like button below. Alright, my name remains Agbaji Onome. Stay safe. God bless you and God bless Nigeria.